I was planning to meet up with this one good friend of mine that I had, and I was super excited to hang out with him, and it was in a few hours, and I get a message on my phone, and guess what it says? Sorry bro, I can't make it. The only friend, the good friend that I had, he would never meet me and he would always cancel on me. And the rest of the friends that I had were absolutely shit people, terrible people. They just used me for money or whatever they could use me for. But now I've got really good friends around me, and here's some photos. By the end of the video, you'll know the simple process that I've used and that I've taught other people that has got them really good friends, and it's guaranteed to get you results too. So one day I was talking to this guy I was coaching, and I taught him these 3 things that allowed him to make friends. And the first thing, it was go to places where there's genuinely people that are your age. Because you don't want to go to places where there's like 80-year-olds and shit. I used to go play cricket every week, and there was a 15-person team. And so it was easy to meet people my age because I'm always there playing cricket and just go up and talk to them. It's pretty simple. And another place, I used to go to play tennis every Friday, and there was like 30 of us. There was a lot of people my age. And after a while I realized, I quit those groups. I was like, yo, it's harder to meet people my age nowadays. And that's when I realized you need to go to some like sports group, or even if it's just like boxing gym or any sports group with people your age, because usually you're going to be playing a sport in your age division. So literally any sport is good because you meet people exactly your age and they have like the same interest of sport. And it's an amazing place to meet people. The other place that's really good, it's the gym. And I was at the gym one day and I went up to the guy and I was like, yo, how you doing, bro? And I had a really nice conversation with this guy, and he was really fucking high level. He was like really nice, respectful. He was like, yeah, good job, you're in the gym, training hard, I respect it. Really kind people. And I got a lot closer with these guys, a bunch of other guys I met from the gym, and they're still some of my closest friends to the day. I met 10 plus like pretty good friends there, literally in that gym, and it was a small gym. If I was going to like a big commercial gym where there was tons more people my age, boom, I would have had so many better friends. Once there was this party and somebody put on their Snapchat story, yo, there's this party going on, and I knew this one guy who knew her. And I was like, yo, can you bring me, bro? And he said, yeah, sure, bro, of course. And what ended up happening is the day before the party, when he was supposed to bring me, he was like, bro, I gotta go overseas, I can't make it. And I went to the party anyways, I'm not gonna lie, and as soon as I got there, I started talking to people, and like I connected well because everybody was there to just like a good time, have a good chat. And I got in some really good combos, made some good friends for that night, and I had an amazing night. And then those people from that one party, I met so many people my age who I've had like a good time with, that I hung out with for the next 5 months and did like 50-person meetups. We all were hanging out in a hotel room, and like, bro, the craziest shit, some of the most fun 5 months of my life. And it was an absolute blast just because I went to this party. You always got to be on the lookout for a party like this. I don't expect it to be every weekend, but when there's any situation, just take the opportunity. Even if you're like running right now, I think you should just go anyways, because it's such a high potential for you to meet so many people. The opportunities don't come a lot. Sometimes you don't get an invite to, or there's no party for like ages. For me, I wanted to go to a party, but then for like literal 3 months, there was no opportunities. Then one day this opportunity came. And if I didn't take the opportunity, I don't know if I would have ever had another opportunity. I used to be lonely too, and I really struggled with it. I would never bro, going back would be the worst thing in the world for me. And now imagine every day you wake up, you're full of joy, you have an amazing time, and tonight you're planning to go out with your friends, and you're sitting around the table laughing, having a great time. Well, if you want my help getting that, and getting away from loneliness, click the link in the description right now. The second thing that I taught this guy that would like really make him some new friends was, you go in these places now, sports groups or parties, now, are you starting a lot of conversations? Because there was a time when I was going to the gym every day, but I wasn't starting any new conversations. And one day my friend asked me, I was complaining to one of the only good friends I had, I was like, oh, I can't meet any new friends. And he said, when's the last time you started a conversation with somebody new? And I couldn't even answer that. I don't even think I started a conversation with someone new for like 3-4 weeks. And obviously I wasn't making good friends. What I'm about to explain to you, it will help you get in better conversations. And then I'm going to explain exactly how to get in way more conversations. The first thing that I think is really important is, so basically I realized this a few weeks ago. I was hanging out with this girl. The conversations would go silent for 30 seconds, a minute sometimes. But then after that silence, they just resume and keep having a good conversation, keep like throwing jokes after jokes, and genuinely having good conversations. And I realized like all those times where you try like put an effort to make a good conversation happen, but you're worried about like conversation going silent. That does you so much disservice You don't understand how much worse it makes you at talking to other people, and how much more stressed out it makes you. And when I realized like this girl, like, she doesn't even care when conversation goes silent. When I realized that, I was like, oh shit, you don't even need to be talking the entire time. You can just like try and talk whenever it's like comfortable, and that's when you have the best conversations. But there's like an example of being too comfortable with silence. Like, basically one day I was hanging out with my friend and these two other guys, and all I said when I introduced myself to these two guys was like, yo, how are you? And I would handshake them, and we were in a conversation, but I just didn't really say anything. I literally hardly said a single word for like 20-30 minutes before I had to go home. What I wish I did was, instead of being like overthinking in my own mind, because I genuinely wasn't actually comfortable in my silence. I was overthinking. I was like, oh, should I say that? Can I say that? I wish I just spoke about truly what I wanted to speak about, and just put in the effort to like, yo, so what did you do today? Like, put in the effort to genuinely ask some questions and start some conversation. Or when they're saying something, add some input. But I was like scared and in my own mind. So it's important to not like be too comfortable with being silent. But what I mean by being comfortable with silence is having a conversation and being comfortable with it ending and you guys going quiet for a bit. Because that's completely fine. Some of the best friends I met, this guy, I was walking to one of the class with him. This is just an example, but we went quiet for like quite a while. It was like some people might have found that an awkward silence, but I didn't think it was awkward at all. And then that's why we were talking, we had like silence, then we were talking again, and we had an even better conversation when we started talking again. And it taught me like, you don't always need to be talking. In fact, it's better, you have better conversations when you are sometimes not even speaking that much, just relaxing, being chill with the silence sometimes. There was this time where I got grounded for quite a while, and I wasn't starting a lot of conversations. I wasn't meeting a lot of new people. And what I did to get up to that level, because in like a few months, I was getting crazy results, going out all the time again. But in this meantime, I was starting to struggle talking to people again. It was a bit frustrating. And what I did is somebody told me, like, just smile at this guy, then like, hey, just say, hey, how are you? Start talking to like people your age or people you already know, or start talking to people who are old, and it's not that hard to help some old grandma with her groceries or something. Just talk to these people who are like less hard to talk to. Don't immediately try and talk to the most beautiful girl in the school or something. Just talk to the people you're comfortable talking to, and eventually like, start adding more conversations. Like, first you say, hey, what's up? Then, hey, how are you, bro? Hey, and then you like, keep expanding the conversation. Or if you're at such a low level, just smile at more people. Just like, hey, just start as small as you're possibly comfortable with, but make sure you don't do nothing, because doing something is always better than doing nothing. And after a while of using this method, I started talking to every single person I saw always throughout the day. Teachers, or any peers, or literally whenever I was hanging out with somebody, always getting way better conversations. I'm seeing somebody looking over there, I'll go and start a conversation. I got to this point where I was so used, started small, I was talking to everybody, I was like talking more, building it up. And then I was just constantly always talking to everybody. And that's when you start getting really good conversations, feeling really confident. Sometimes it happens to me where I was in this gym this one time and there was this guy my age, and I was like, I wanted to say, hey bro, how you going? And my brain was like, nah, don't say it, it's weird, like what if he's mid-set? I just said it anyways. I ignored my brain. Logical thoughts were coming in. I ignored that bullshit. I was like, hey man, how you going? And I actually had a really nice conversation with this guy, and we're planning to meet up and go to the gym again. Sometimes, I know how you feel. You might even still not know what to say. And if you need my personal help with that, click the link in the description. But my advice for you is just say whatever comes to your mind. I learned this when I was hanging out with this girl. She would do anything. She would start singing the alphabet, or like talk about her day. She would say like, oh, they trained this morning and like it was delayed, or I saw this weird peacock. Oh, what's your favorite peacock? She would ask me the weirdest shit, or she would just talk about herself, like that girl at school, she was bothering me. We would literally just talk about her own shit, whatever. And I never judged it or thought of it as weird. I thought she was actually a really sociable person. So never think that you can't talk about yourself, because that's what the most social people do. They don't care if people don't care about what they're talking about. They just say stuff to start conversation anyways. And bro, if you keep going and trying to talk to more people, you will get better at talking to people anyways. But if you need my help, click the link. But I trust, bro, I believe in you. If you're going to places where there's people your age and you're starting conversations with them, you're guaranteed to get better at starting conversations. You're guaranteed to get better at having good conversations. Now, the third thing, which is actually a really small deal, it's the final piece of the puzzle. So I used to go and play cricket, and there were so many people, and when I was going to tennis groups, it was like 15-person cricket group, 30-person tennis groups. I wasn't making that many new friends who I hung out with on myself, and it's obvious, bro. You want to know why? because I wasn't inviting anybody to anything. I wasn't saying like, yo, we should go to the beach sometime, or we should go play tennis in our free time. Obviously, I wasn't getting closer with anyone because I didn't have the balls to. Even the most social guys, if they don't invite somebody to hang out, then they're not going to make good friends. There was this massive boys' night. It was like 20-person meetup, and I said to everybody, so I asked one friend, I was like, yo, can you confirm you can come and hang out with me this day? He's like, yeah, sure. And then I said to 20 other people, I was like, a group of us, massive group of us, we're all going to hang out. You should join us. And when I asked it in this way, when you invite people in this specific way, where you're already planning to go do something with somebody and you're inviting people along, people are way more interested and way more excited to come. If you need any help with this process, click the link in the description. Remember, go to places where there's people your age, start more conversations, and then actually invite them. Even if you don't feel like inviting them, just try it. Because nobody will ever react negatively to you trying to ask them to hang out. Nobody's ever going to be mad at you for that. Have a good day, bro.